Malta, bem-vindos a mais um Keep Pushing Podcast. Obrigado por estarem aí e obrigado àqueles que se vão juntar futuramente. Hoje temos um episódio muito especial, é verdade. Hoje é o 10º episódio do Keep Pushing Podcast e será o último episódio da primeira temporada. Mas calma, não fiquem já tristes, ouçam até ao fim. É verdade que já estamos a fazer isto há 10 semanas. O Keep Pushing Podcast já tem 10 semanas, portanto 10 episódios de forma ininterrupta, sempre com convidados fantásticos, todas as áreas, todo o tipo de projetos, de empresas. Tivemos aqui uma diversidade incrível. Achamos que depois do episódio de hoje, que é o 10º episódio, precisamos de uma pausa para refletir, mas sobretudo para fechar um ciclo para que possa nascer o ciclo seguinte. Como sabem, o Keep Pushing Podcast nasceu como uma resposta a um evento muito específico nas nossas vidas, não é? Nasceu como resposta ao coronavírus. A nossa ideia, desde o início, sempre foi focar-nos na solução e não no problema. E, portanto, sermos diferente da maioria dos conteúdos que nós vamos vendo por aí, que debatem extensamente algo que não pode ser, que não conseguimos evitar. E a nossa ideia desde o início sempre foi assumir que o problema existe e vamos lá encontrar soluções para ultrapassar. Acho que ao fim de 10 semanas conseguimos encontrar casos fantásticos de empresas diferentes e de pessoas que são fora da caixa, que não são os habituais gurus que estão sempre presentes nas mesmas palestras, a falar sempre sobre as mesmas coisas. Acho que nós conseguimos ir encontrar pessoas reais, gestores reais, empresas reais, e acho que isso é o grande mérito desta primeira temporada do Keep Pushing Podcast. Pelo menos é isso que levo de positivo desta experiência. No entanto, já estamos a ficar fartos do Covid, já estamos cansados de falar de Covid, e queremos coisas novas, queremos explorar novos temas, sobretudo queremos criar um novo mindset, um mindset que surge em resposta a este evento bastante traumático e profundo nas nossas vidas. E queremos agora aproveitar a criação de uma segunda temporada para abrir caminho para novos temas, coisas diferentes, coisas mais giras. E portanto, vamos encerrar hoje a primeira temporada. Vamos fazer uma semaninha de pausa. Portanto, na próxima semana não haverá podcast. Mas atenção, vão surgir coisas muito porreiras que vocês vão adorar, certamente. Aqui entre nós, ninguém está a ouvir. Para a próxima semana vai surgir aí um giveaway nas nossas redes. Portanto, estejam atentos. Vão ter a oportunidade de ganhar coisas engraçadas. Mas chega de falar do futuro. Vamos falar do presente. Hoje como já vos disse, é o nosso 10º podcast. Vamos falar com a DreamFly, que é uma empresa inacreditável que vos permite fazer uma coisa com que nunca sonharam, que é voar. Exatamente, ouviram bem. A DreamFly é a primeira marca de Indoor Skydiving em Portugal. Tem um túnel de vento no Porto. Estão a construir outro em Lisboa que ficará pronto brevemente. E são super radicais e boa onda. E vamos ter aqui uma conversa bastante interessante. Com uma particularidade, será em inglês, porque eles não falam português. Portanto, espero que consigam acompanhar a nossa conversa. Para além de ser uma atividade que é interessante por si só, a presença da DreamFly no último podcast da primeira temporada não é por acaso. Quando ainda não falámos de um dos setores que mais sofreu com a pandemia, que é o turismo, E por isso escolhemos hoje a DreamFly para fazer parte ainda deste lote inicial de convidados. Quando nós pensamos em turismo, a primeira coisa que nos vem à mente são os hotéis, a restauração, etc. Mas há uma quantidade imensa de atividades lúdicas que pertencem ao setor do turismo e que sofreram muito com o lockdown do coronavírus. Então vamos tentar perceber como é que a DreamFly manteve a sua coolness numa altura em que simplesmente não podiam fazer aquilo que eles sabem fazer melhor, que é voar. Então vamos aqui tentar ligar à DreamFly e penso que vamos falar com o Matt.
How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for being here on the podcast. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about DreamFly. First of all, Matt, can you explain for everyone that is listening and is not familiar with DreamFly? Can you explain us what DreamFly is and how was this project born?
Yeah, so it's like you're saying earlier. DreamFly is it's a company that was incorporated in Portugal almost 2 years ago, with the goal and the aim of exploring indoor skydiving in Portugal. So we're putting in 2 wind tunnels. One is an open air wind tunnel that as you said, is up in Porto, situated in Maia. And the second is a closed recirculating wind tunnel, so a slightly different system that's going to be it's actually under construction in Sintra, so in the Lisbon metropolitan area.
Yeah, can you explain us what is indoor skydiving? So how does that work?
So basically, indoor skydiving it's a sport that happens inside of really big machines. So you have different types of machines. As I was telling you, you have open air, you have recirculating, but these machines are called wind tunnels, and you have fans that are generating really high volumes of speed inside of a tube, basically, you know. And so by accelerating air up to more than 300 kilometers an hour, sometimes you're able to generate an environment where people can go inside of the tube and actually be supported by the air, and in a sense you're flying. So it basically reproduces the sensations that you get when you're skydiving or when you're falling.
Yeah, when you are free falling, right?
Exactly. So
you have no gravity, so
exactly.
It's the same experience.
It's the exact same experience. So that sensation of being in free fall, you have this same exact sensation as possible inside of a wind tunnel.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I really want to do it someday.
Soon we're gonna have you flying.
It sounds really awesome. Matt, what's the differences and the similarities between skydiving and indoor skydiving?
Yeah, so there's some considerable differences, but there's also a bunch of similarities. I would say I'll just explain it from my first experience when I jumped out of a plane. When I was going up in the plane, I was really nervous, you know, and I was kind of second guessing what I was about to do. And then the door opened, and my breath was taken away. You know, when you're that high above the ground, I mean, obviously, and you're staring outside of an open door of a plane for the first time, the adrenaline is unimaginable. I mean, once you've done it, you understand, you know. And so this obviously is different. Actually going up in a plane and jumping out is different. But what you realize is that once you're in free fall, the sensation of free fall is you can have this exact same sensation inside of a wind tunnel. So, you know, the point of a skydive from jumping out of the door until your canopy opens, this minute of free fall, we're able to reproduce that perfectly in a wind tunnel. So there's almost no difference there. Some of the visuals are different because you're actually inside of a glass tube, and you're able, in a wind tunnel, you're able to fly up, you know, and you don't really have the same sensation of flying up when you're in skydiving. So some of the like visually, maybe some of the sensations are different inside of a wind tunnel because you have, like I said, the sensation of going up and down. But other than that, some of the main, I would say that's the biggest similarity. But some of the main differences are the fact that in a wind tunnel, it's safe for kids to fly. So we accept kids who are 4 years old, and then you can come if you're 94 years old and your doctor says that your heart's in good condition and your body's in good condition. If you're willing, you can come try. So I would say that's also one of the main differences, is that it's really safe to fly in a wind tunnel, and it's accessible to kids, adults, and elderly people alike. Anybody can fly.
Yeah, yeah. It is a little bit hard to imagine the differences for someone like me who never tried any of those options. It's not that easy to picture the similarities of them. But one thing that I can picture is that a lot of people probably are afraid of going on a plane and then jumping. All that experience pre-flight, pre-falling. I think it scares a lot of people, and that's something that a wind tunnel can solve. That's a problem that you can solve.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you know, the two sports are very similar, but like we just discussed, there's also, even though there's a lot of similarities, there's a lot of differences. But yeah, it's they're very complementary in that, you know, I've known over the years more than a few people who before they came to a wind tunnel, they said, I would never skydive, you know, and then they flew in a wind tunnel and they said, wow, that was amazing. The sensations I had were amazing. They fly a little bit more, and then eventually that same person who said I would never go skydive, after they've flown in a wind tunnel a bit, the next thing you know, they're getting on a plane to go make a skydive. You know, it kind of gives you that confidence to overcome the unknown about skydiving, because you discover a piece of skydiving in some wind tunnel. You know, so yeah, I mean, like we said, they're different, but they're complementary. I think it's almost like, you know, a good comparison maybe is like surfing. You know, there's no replacement for going out into the ocean and surfing, but now you have wave pools, and so it's like this perfect environment for people to kind of like discover how to surf. You can practice surfing movements, but then there's no replacement for going out into the sea and actually surfing. You know, so the two things are complementary. But yeah, I
that's very interesting that you are comparing surfing with skydiving. Before COVID, I went to Germany, to Munich, and they have there a river where they have like some the river has some formation on the end of the river, and then a huge wave forms there, and people surf there in the middle of the street, and people surf there and practice there because they don't have sea near, so they practice surf there with all the gear and very good surfboards, and so in the middle of Munich you see people surfing, and they surf against the wave. They don't surf with the wave like in the open ocean. They surf against the wave, and so it's a very similar thing. You are having the same experience, but the environment is not the same.
Yeah.
But it's very cool to try it and to work on your movements, right? People use wind tunnels to work on their movements.
100%. I mean, the thing about skydiving is that it's weather dependent. You know, so if it's windy or if it's raining, you can't do it. And then you know, you have a certain amount of time that you're going to be in free fall. You know, I mean, normally it's anywhere between, you know, 45 seconds and a minute, you know, depending on your orientation. In a wind tunnel, it's, you know, so it's a very time consuming process. I mean, the whole time that it takes to manifest in the plane, go up in the plane, then you have the short jump, then you get down, you have to pack, you have to repeat, you know, so you literally have to spend, in order to make, you know, 10, 15 jumps on a weekend, you have to be there all weekend, you know. And then, so if you made 15 jumps, you had, we can assume you had, you know, 15 minutes or less of actual time practicing your movements in free fall, you know. So this is also one of the things that's actually really interesting about the wind tunnel, is that as an experienced wind tunnel flyer, you can come to the wind tunnel, you can buy 15 minutes and you can fly that in one go, you know. So you're able to get in and out of the wind tunnel for a minute or 2 minutes at a time. You're able to look at video of yourself in between sessions. And so because you have this perfectly controlled environment where the wind is constantly the same, the temperature is the same, and you have also a chance to look at your movements in between your sessions, what it is the perfect environment to kind of train your skydiving and to train all of your movements before actually going to the sky. I mean, these days, you really don't have, it's hard to find skydivers who don't complement their skydiving with training in the wind tunnel.
Of course. It's like a gym for skydivers.
Pretty much, yeah. You know, and I think all of the best skydivers in the world, like nearly all of them these days, they've been in a wind tunnel at least once.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool, and I think that our audience already understands what indoor skydiving is. Matt, talking a little bit more about business. Why have a wind tunnel in Portugal? And of course, why start with Porto? What's the strategy behind that? Do you have a lot of flyers in Portugal?
Well, the skydiving community is quite small in Portugal, but it's growing. I mean, you do have a number of drop zones throughout the country where there are a decent amount of active skydivers in Portugal. The reason that we chose Portugal to set up the business was that this is pretty much one of the only remaining European countries that doesn't have a wind tunnel yet. So some of it was born out of that opportunity. There was an opportunity there.
Yeah.
But then also a lot of it is that we fell in love with the country with my wife Mara, who's also involved in the project, and also the investors in the project. All of us had come to Portugal multiple times, and kind of over the years we fell in love with the country. I mean, you know, there's just there's a lot to be done here. The weather, it's like paradise, you know. I mean, the weather's really nice. The cities are really nice. The people are really nice. I think in Portugal, there's also, it seems like there's a culture of people are very active here. People love to be outside. You know, people love going to the beaches. I think people, you know, the surfing community is huge here. You know, so it seems like also culturally that this was a place where people wanted to go outside and experience these type of activities. So long story short, this is why we chose Portugal. And then in terms of why we decided to open in Porto first, this was I would say this was a result of Portuguese bureaucracy. Because the idea was the project in Lisbon, we were focusing on Lisbon first, but it's taken us more than 2 years to sort through the licensing process. So the license, we experienced a ton of delays with the city hall and with the licensing process, and basically now the project is under construction finally, and we expect it to be done by the end of the year. But with Porto, the licensing process just went quicker, you know. So because it was just a little bit easier to get the licensing in Porto, this is ultimately why we opened up there first. But that wasn't the original plan.
Yeah. Okay, you are talking about the best of the country and the worst of the country, and they are both affecting your project. Yeah, but I know that DreamFly is not only for pro flyers. It's not only for the people who want to practice their moves and want to be a pro skydiver. Your main focus is everyone, is the mass market. It's people who want to have fun and want to have an experience with their family, friends, etc.
100%. You know, that's really, I think, the coolest part about wind tunnels. It goes back to some of the stuff that we were talking about before, is that, you know, it is accessible to everybody. You know, kids from 4 years old, anyone who's 94 years old, if you're in good physical health, you know, you can fly, and that's the beauty of it. You can fly together as a family. It's a great event for team building, for companies. It's a great event for birthday parties. You know, it's just something really that everybody loves it, and it's something that you're never going to forget. So
yeah, it's a great experience.
It's a great experience.
Tell me.
Go ahead.
Tell me something. It's a very awesome experience, and once you see the videos and the photographs, you really want to try it because it's something new, it's something different. But also it can be a little bit scary. How do you think that people are reacting to it when they see DreamFly for the first time?
Yeah, you know, I think this is one of the biggest obstacles that we have to overcome being a pioneer in Portugal. You know, yeah. we're bringing this new activity of body flying to cities where people have never really seen it. So that's I think for us the biggest that's one of our biggest challenges, is just kind of like introducing the activity to people, getting them to understand what it is, and then also now in particular showing people that it's still safe to do this activity. You know, I think there are some people that they hear indoor skydiving and then they associate it with skydiving from a plane, and they kind of get psyched out, you know. But when people come and they fly, they realize it's really an extremely safe activity, and I really haven't met anybody who's gone in and come out and hasn't loved it.
What's the reaction of people that fly? How do they feel after flying?
Yeah, ecstatic. You know, I mean, like I said, you when you get done with the flight, people generally have a smile from ear to ear on their face. You know, people love it, and even if,
yeah, and they start running to buy another minute, another flight.
No, but you know, at the end of the flight, it's like what we were talking about. Sometimes people are a little bit psyched out. So the first time they go in, they might be scared, you know. But what most people realize almost instantly when they feel the sensation of flying, when the instructor lets go and you realize that you're not attached to the ground anymore and you're actually flying. I mean, this is kind of like that's every little kid's dream, you know. I think like every one of us when we were younger, we at some point we're like, man, I dream about flying. And then when you actually feel yourself flying for the first time, it's an incredible experience, you know. And I think at that point, as soon as people feel that, you're not scared anymore. You're just excited, and you want to do it more, you know. I mean, it really is an incredible experience.
Yeah, it really sounds amazing. So you are trying to convince Portuguese people to try this new sport, this new activity, but you are also very with an eye on tourists. You know, tourists that come to this country for holidays and want to try something new, or maybe they already tried it on their own countries and they want to do some fun activity with the family or friends.
Yeah.
And so tourism is a very big market for you. How did the coronavirus affect this situation? How did it affect your company? It was a temporary lockdown, or it was a major setback?
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, it was a temporary lockdown. This weekend, actually, we're gonna be opening up for the first time since the pandemic came to Portugal. So we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Maya, and we're going to be open for weekends going forward. So it was only in that sense, it was only a temporary setback. You know, for us, it was a little bit tricky because we only first opened our doors at the end of last year. So we were kind of, as a new company, we were building momentum, only to have that all of a sudden stop. You know, so for a new company, for a startup, it was horrible timing. You know, but I guess we're not going to be able to talk to any business owner and have any one of them say, oh yeah, it was great timing, and we're happy that it happened. So it was hard to handle for sure, but you know, we're gonna make it through this. And on a good side, it was kind of nice because it allowed us to focus a little bit more time on developing the website, you know, like developing the social media following. We also have some infrastructure that's still going in Maya, so it kind of gave more time for the manufacturers of our permanent facilities, which are coming in about a month. You know, it just gave us more time to work on aspects of the project that weren't finished yet. You know, so in that regard, it was kind of nice to be able to shut down and just focus on some things that we were finishing up, and also Lisbon was ongoing, so the construction project that never stopped, you know. So even though Porto was shut down, we still had a lot of work focusing on the construction project in Lisbon.
Yeah, that's very good news. In spite of the lockdown, you can continue moving forward on digital and also offline. On the construction side, so that's very good news. I hope everyone is coming out stronger from this strange thing that happened to us.
We're gonna come out stronger, but for sure.
Yeah. Despite being in a lockdown, people still feel the need to have fun and try new things and feel adrenaline. How do you think that the people will respond to your offer once this whole situation stops?
Yeah, I mean, going a little bit back to like your previous question, I didn't really hit on the tourists and whatnot. I mean, you know, I hope that that once the borders kind of open up, I guess with all the countries, that I hope that eventually people start to feel that it's safe to travel again and to go outside and do these types of experiences. But I really think what it comes down to, not only for tourists, but for anybody, is, you know, not just our company, but every company right now has a responsibility to take every action necessary in order to perform your activity safely, you know. So for us, we've developed a contingency plan that we're really happy with, you know, and this weekend we're gonna go up there and we're gonna have a small video made, you know, showing, really illustrating all of the different steps that we're taking in order to ensure that everybody's safe, customers, employees, you know. And I think if we can show people that it's possible to participate in this activity in a very safe post-COVID-19 fashion, then that's going to give the confidence for people to come out and do it. Because yeah, of course, you know, people have been locked down. I think we all felt some sense of like kind of going stir crazy in the house. People absolutely still want to get outside and experience this type of stuff. People want to go outside and live their lives, but at the same time, you still have to, we all have to adapt to the new normal, post COVID-19 normal, you know. And as long as we can show people that we have that in mind, that we have everybody's safety in mind, I think people are going to come out and start to live their lives again.
Yeah, and the wind tunnel is by definition safe, because normally only one person or maybe two are flying at the same time, and it's a controlled environment. It's perfectly safe if you have those safety issues in mind. It can be a very safe activity.
Absolutely, and the wind tunnel that's up in Maya, it's an open flow wind tunnel. So we're always pulling in fresh air, and then that air is exiting out the top, and it doesn't make it back into the machine. So we're not recirculating any sort of air. We're constantly pulling in fresh air. So the column of wind that you're flying on, this is all fresh air from outside. And then, yeah, I mean, then after that, it is a really safe activity. I mean, our instructors are going to be wearing full face helmets with the visors closed. They're going to have gloves on, you know, so even if we're in close proximity with people, we're not actually, we're going to be taking every measure to make sure that we're touching people or in contact with people in a manner that's in a fashion that's safe, you know. And then, yeah, as you said, we're also limiting the amount of people who are going to be in the classroom. We're limiting the amount of people who are going to be upstairs in certain areas. So yeah, it's going to be very safe the way that we're going to carry out our activity.
Great. Matt, you were talking about the social media and the website and everything that you are doing online. And by the way, we are helping you with that. All the things that we are doing online to make the business stronger. Tell me, this online build up it's your most important bet to overcome COVID, or do you have some other stuff that you are betting on to make DreamFly stronger?
You know, I think right now it's our main focus in terms of kind of reaching out to the public and advertising and marketing is through like digital marketing and advertising means. You know, this is that's the main channel that we're focusing on right now, and we're gonna stick with that. I think you know, now that we're going to be operating again, we're going to be able to share like a ton more photos. We're going to be able to share videos. The content that we share is just going to be much more diverse, and I think people are going to have a better time understanding the activity when they actually see it. You know, the last few months we haven't had a chance to fly, so we haven't had a chance to produce any videos. But now that's going to change, and you know, we're really hoping that by pushing more videos out there, that people are gonna they're gonna get they're gonna understand what the activity is easier, and then they're gonna want to do it.
Yeah. So to everyone that is listening, stay tuned, because we are about to launch a new website, and hopefully in the near future we are going to post a lot of cool content on social media, with lots of videos, as Matt was saying, to showcase what's the experience of flying, and I think it will be really, really cool.
Absolutely. And in Lisbon, the wind tunnel is the foundation is ready, and the machine itself is going to start construction probably within a few weeks. So as soon as the assembly of the machine starts, we're going to be posting a lot of content there. So I think that's going to be fun for people to follow our social media pages or the website, just to kind of follow the interesting process of assembling a wind tunnel from the ground up.
Yeah, that's something you don't have the opportunity to see every day. No, so it's a very special thing.
It's a massive machine, you know. It's a massive machine, and it's going to be cool to see it happening from the first part from the bottom all the way to the top. It's going to be fun to follow.
Cool, that's really cool. Matt, last question. How do you see the future of DreamFly?
It's really bright.
Very bright and shiny.
It's good. It's good. You know, I mean, honestly, it's we're still as excited and as passionate as ever about bringing indoor skydiving and body flying to Portugal. You know, we had a small setback in COVID. You know, that delayed things a little bit, but you know, by the end of this year, by the end of 2020, so yeah, more or less 6 months from now, you can almost mark my words, you know, barring any other sort of like unexpected event, such as another COVID-19 outbreak, which I doubt, but you never know. But you can almost mark my words that by the end of this year, we're going to have both of our wind tunnels fully assembled, fully installed and running. And when we get to that point, it's just going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be I really anticipate that those are going to be two of the major attractions in Portugal, and Lisbon and in Porto. And we're really excited about the future.
Great. So to everyone that is listening, stay tuned to DreamFly. Check the offers that we have on the website, and go try it. Go try body flying. Go try indoor skydiving. DreamFly is gonna be open soon, right?
Yeah, this weekend we're open up in Maya. So anybody who's up in the Porto area and they want to fly, they can come see us on the weekends. And we're going to be open full time soon, but for now it's just the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, come and see us. Come get some wind underneath your wings. Come fly. You have to try it once. Everybody has to try it once. It's really amazing.
Really cool. Matt, during the week we open up to the audience the possibility to ask questions. So we have some questions lined up for you from our audience. So juicy questions for short answers, okay?
All right.
Let's do it. First one, what was the most exciting moment you have ever lived in a wind tunnel?
That I've ever lived in a wind tunnel? Well, I would say probably it has to be one of the competitions I was involved in. I was involved in a few kind of major international competitions, and just being a part of some of the first wind tunnel the first major international wind competitions. That was really exciting.
That's really cool. I know that there are a lot of some wind tunnels in Russia and in Central Europe, right?
Yeah.
That's the major location.
Yeah, I've been to wind tunnels all over the world, but yeah, there pretty much every capital city has a wind tunnel these days.
Yeah, really cool. Second question: can a person with reduced mobility enjoy the wind tunnel?
100%. 100%. You can. So basically, this is on a case-by-case basis, but for the most part, it's possible for everybody, almost everybody with reduced mobility to fly. Yeah.
And it should be a really cool activity for someone to.
It's a really cool
to enjoy.
Yeah, it really gives people who normally wouldn't get to experience something like that. I mean, it really gives them a chance to experience something new. And I've had the pleasure as an instructor over the years to take many people with disabilities, reduced mobility, some people who are missing limbs. I've flown with a lot of different people who were challenged in different ways, and every single time that is something that's even more special, because you can really see these people light up when they're feeling things that they wouldn't normally get to experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Third question: what's the difference between setting up a business in Portugal or in another country?
Paperwork.
No, bureaucracy.
I think you have paperwork everywhere. I don't know, but now we know the ins and outs of the bureaucracy in Portugal, and it's complex, just to say that.
Yeah.
I think it's challenging anywhere, but here we've had some challenges, but we're overcoming them all, so it's good.
Yeah. We all know that. Fourth question: what is the characteristic of the Portuguese people that you like the most?
Well, they're really welcoming. They're really nice. They're really warm. I mean, almost everybody we met in Portugal they've been really nice and really welcoming to us. And then again, another aspect of it is like we were talking about earlier, that we really like the fact that the culture is people are active. People love to get outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from America. We got a lot of fat people there. And then in Portugal, everybody's just really fit and really active, and they love to be outside, and that's awesome. I really like that part of the culture.
Yeah, we should be more, but yeah, that's.
Well, you're more than Americans are, so it's just.
Yeah, guess so. Last question. How many wind tunnels will be in the future? Will you have in the future? What's the plan?
Well, the plan right now is to get these 2 wind tunnels open, and then we'll see. But you never know, you know. But yeah, right now we're pretty much just laser focused on finally getting these 2 wind tunnels open. When we get these ones open, it's going to basically be the culmination of more than 3 years of really intensive work, you know. So my goal right now is just to get, I'm just going to say 2. Let's get these 2 open, and then after that, you never know what's possible.
Yeah, you just want to have those 2 open, and then enjoy a really nice flight.
Yeah, and then we'll see. You never know. I mean, there's no wind tunnels down in the Algarve, so.
Yeah, and a lot of tourists there.
Yeah.
Okay, so last section of the podcast. We ask our guests to share a book that they like or that they consider remarkable. Do you have any suggestions for us?
Yeah, one book. It took a while to read, but it was I really enjoyed reading it, and it was Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman.
Yeah, I really like that book.
Yeah. It's a pretty it's not heavy, but you know, for me it took a lot of reading a section and then having to reread the section a couple times in order to really fully get my head wrapped around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I really enjoyed that book from start to finish.
The writing is not dense, but the content is very juicy. So you have to really read it slow and enjoy.
Exactly.
And take some notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good book. Thank you for that suggestion. And thank you very much for being here. I wish DreamFly the best, and I hope that you have a really nice comeback. So remember, DreamFly is opening up this weekend. So go try it, and go try indoor skydiving because it sounds awesome.
Yeah, come and see us. Even if you're still unsure about flying and you're up in the Porto area, just stop by and come say hi. And you know, we're gonna have people flying quite often. So even if you're not gonna participate in the activity this weekend, just stop by, hang out, and watch other people flying.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we're excited.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see ya.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Intenso, né? Não fui voar, mas sinto-me cansado como se tivesse voado. Não, isto parece ser mesmo incrível ter a oportunidade de voar num ambiente controlado, remover o receio de entrar no avião e saltar com paraquedas, que sabe-se lá quem é que montou o paraquedas. Isto deve ser mesmo incrível e deve ser uma experiência inacreditável. Nós ajudamos a DreamFly na gestão das redes sociais e no site, etc. E sempre que vemos os vídeos e as fotos, cresce-nos água na boca, não é? Queremos experimentar e queremos estar com eles. Mas pronto, um dia destes, sabe-se lá, pestanuda, não é? Sabe-se lá. Pessoal, não se esqueçam, último episódio da primeira temporada. Foi um prazer estar convosco. Acho que tivemos uma excelente caminhada até este ponto. Já sabem, vamos tirar uma semana de folga para analisar e repensar e preparar algumas surpresas, e voltamos daqui a 2 semanas com a segunda temporada do Keep Pushing Podcast. Fiquem atentos ao nosso Instagram e às nossas redes. Vamos ter durante esta semana muitas surpresas, inclusivamente um giveaway. Portanto, participem para ganhar coisas incríveis. E não se esqueçam, keep pushing. Até daqui a 2 semanas, pessoal.